A subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has successfully executed a gas sale and purchase agreement with Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals to boost its energy requirements. Now, the agreement was signed by the Managing Director of NNPC Gas Marketing Limited, Justin Ezala, and the President CEO of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, in Lagos. It outlines the supply of natural gas for power generation and feedstock at the Dangote Refinery. Under the terms of agreement, the gas company will supply 100 million standard cubic feet per day for an initial period of 10 years, with an option for renewal and growth. Industry analysts say the collaboration is a significant step towards ensuring the operational success of the Dangote Refinery and enhancing Nigeria's domestic gas utilization. Well, it comes as NNPCL announced an end to the importation of petroleum, transitioning fully to local supply from local refineries, including the Dangote Refinery. Now, let's bring in Momoh Oyarekhua, who is the chairman of OPAC Refinery and the chair of Crude Oil Refiners or Refineries Owners Association of Nigeria. Thank you for joining us on Newsnight. I doubt very much if it's every day that Nigerians get to meet an oil refinery owner. Of course, we've heard so much about the Dangote Refinery, 650,000 daily capacity. A lot of attention has been there. But when Nigerians were pleasantly surprised when they heard in the last 24 hours that NNPCL will no longer be importing petroleum. Of course, we know the NNPCL supplies Dangote and other refineries like yours with crude. Let's start from there. How is your facility, benefiting from all that's going on presently?
Good evening, and thanks for having me.
Yeah.
To start with your question, how are we benefiting from maybe the supply of crude from NNPC? We have not actually received any barrel of crude from NNPC.
Not even a barrel?
Not even a barrel of crude from NNPC.
Why is that? Is it because it's not, there's no date given yet as to when you begin to receive supplies? Or?
Anyway, the president, in his goodwill, he actually wanted to support all the refineries in Nigeria, the local refineries, and including the Dangote one. But unfortunately, we had only gone for a single meeting with the Minister of Finance, where we were called and we were told that let them attend to Dangote first and they will come to other refineries. We are still expecting to hear from them, and we hope that maybe in the nearest future that they will call us for that engagement. But however, refineries like ours, we have gone on our own. In fact, we have, before the president even made the pronouncement, we've been engaging NNPC, but we've not gotten anything from them till date. We have only been managing to run our refinery from a crude producer that is close to us. We have a 10,000...
A crude producer that's close to you, I need to get that clearly. From
local marginal feed crude producer that is close to our facility. Right. That's Pillar Oil, to be precise. So they have been giving us what we call like batch purchase of crude. So in total, on a yearly basis, we'll be running below 3% of our installed capacity.
What's the installed capacity?
It's 10,000 barrels per day. Right. So we'll be running below. We've not been able to optimize the refinery, so we are still making effort to see if we can get enough crude to run the facility. So that's where we are. So we are hoping that the goodwill and gesture of the president will also be extended to us, maybe someday.
Now, this situation that you've just described, does it apply to other refineries like yourself, or it's just your organization that's having this challenge?
Okay, fortunately, I think we have 4 modular refineries that are actually operating today. So the Dangote refinery is a conventional one.
Yeah.
Just to throw more light, any refinery that is below 30,000 barrels is a modular refinery.
Right.
So ours is 10,000. So fortunately for two other refineries like Watersmith and Arade, they have their own marginal feeds. So as such, they can supply themselves with crude oil. But our refinery and Edo refinery, we don't have a feed of our own. So it's been impossible for us to actually get crude to buy. We've been making effort. 3 years now we have commissioned our refinery. It's been very torturous.
I mean, one can only imagine. But what exactly is the challenge here, especially on the part of NNPCL? Is it that they don't have the crude to supply both the modular refineries or even maybe Dangote? I mean, thankfully, we're hearing that things are changing on that front as far as Dangote refinery is concerned. But what are you learning in terms, of your engagement with NNPCL so far?
In our engagement, to be fair, they haven't clearly come out to tell us they cannot supply us crude, but they have, we have just been engaging, and the engagement has not led us anywhere. So we would have been expecting that by now, we have been engaging NNPC for about 4 years now, and nothing has come out of it. So, but we are still hoping. We have not given up hope.
What exactly are the issues or the elements of this engagement?
Okay, in our own case, let me just break it down what the challenges are. We are in a cluster that we call the Kwale cluster. In the Kwale cluster, NNPC do not have crude there, but they have crude in Forcados. So every crude in the Kwale cluster goes to Forcados, which is operated by Shell. So our strategy was that NNPC will sell part of their equity crude to us at the Kwale cluster, at Forcados, 10,000 barrels. So what now happens is that the producers in our field are actually pumped to Forcados, will give us the 10,000 barrel at Kwale, which will now be accounted for them at Forcados, because that's where they pump their crude to. So this is a simple measure that we have advised the NNPC for us to apply in supplying us crude. But it has been discussion and discussion and discussion in the last 3 to 4 years.
And you've been on this for 3-4 years. I mean, what's the guarantee that anything will change anytime soon? How has this situation now affected operations of oil refineries like yours and the association as a whole?
Yeah, like I said, only 2 of us are mostly impacted, Edo Refinery and ours that don't have feed. But Watersmith, for example, they are expanding their capacity to 10,000 barrels. I'm sure in no time they will also be in a situation where they will need more crude. Maybe they will also find a way to try to sort it out. But eventually, the simple solution for us is we have also been engaging all the cluster producers in our feed. But the challenge has been that, most of them want to sell in USD. We sell our product into the local market. After sales of our product, it's difficult for us to actually aggregate the quantity of USD that is required to pay them. For example, like I was discussing with one of the producers in our cluster today, if, for example, you sell crude that is worth about, let's assume $10 million to me today, and I sell that crude into the refined product into the local market, and I earn Naira, it will take me probably sometimes more than 2-3 months for me to get $10 million to buy within the market. So, and if I have a contract to pay you back in 2 weeks or perhaps in a month, 4 weeks, and I'm not able to aggregate the quantity of USD that I require to pay you, I will go into default of payment with them. So that's why, even before the policy of the Naira of the president that crude should be sold to us in Naira, we had actually engaged with NNPC to say, it is possible for you to do this for us just to support what we are doing. And now the president has pronounced that crude should be sold to us in Naira. We felt that this would be the right time for us to actually get that support so that we can take crude and just do this swap and all of that and be able to sustain our refinery with the quantity we need. But that has, I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
we're still having the conversation, and we're hoping that someday, the light
sooner
will
than
shine
later,
at the-
hopefully.
yeah, at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
For us.
Thank you so much. Momoh Oyarekhua is Chairman Crude Oil Refineries Association, Refineries Owners Association of Nigeria. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much.